Hi, I'm Tyler Hayes. And this is my work, and I'm here to talk a little bit about why I make it and the process behind it. Um, it kind of has a rich history. It started back in college. I don't date myself here, but 2010, 11. And we had to make a video in class, and I always took my failed pots out to the shooting range and disposed of them that way. And I kind of had the idea what would happen if I shot a pot in the wet stage, in the hydrated stage. So it came from that. Took a video, and here I am, still doing it, still making these, still experimenting. It's very experimental. When I can choose the weapon, I can choose the bullet, but ultimately it kind of just does what it does. I choose the form initially, and then it completely changes, as you can see. And then with these specifically, I chose raku firing for the firing process, and which is also very um, there's a lot of variables in that. It's very loosely controlled, we'll say. There's a lot of chance involved with it. So and for those of you who don't know anything about raku, you basically heat it up red hot, so it's glowing, kind of orangish. You pull it out with tongs, throw it in a chamber. It's a trash can, a metal trash can with combustible materials, so sawdust and paper, and it goes whoosh, lights on fire, and that's the black stain you see. And then anything with the glaze is just reduced. It's called reduction in ceramics. And then the little cracks are from the glaze shrinking so fast because of the thermal shock of you pulling it out of the kiln and it cooling really quickly. But I think it worked really well with these pieces, and I'm definitely going to experiment with that in the future more. And that's also very serendipitous because I teach at a local high school, and I sort of inherited a raku kiln, had never done it, and started practicing with it so I could do it with students. And I think it works really well with this work as well. So, but yeah, so the whole process is very loose, and it's experimental. Every time, I'm not sure what's going to happen. You just kind of have to let go of what they are, and see what what they'll become. And lately, like, I've been experimenting more with metal. So I just learned to weld. My school sent me off to learn to metalwork last summer, and so I've doing a lot of welding, um, and that helps me kind of um, yeah, the pieces that don't quite look right right after I've fired them and they come out, and I can I've been experimenting with metal armatures and, like, giving them more motion in that way. Pieces over there, that you see have those, like, metal legs that are kind of have that curve to it. So definitely, and it kind of makes sense with the materials. Clay is very earthy, and then the metal is is I don't know, like, in my mind it just makes sense, like, with the process of shooting pots, and then using a metal armature and kind of incorporating that metal into the actual finished product. I think is it makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So yeah, again, very experimental. So I love the process. Well, I was also working with Shannon's work, and I know she loves earthy tones, earthy colors. So I went with the red clay, and then the black, like the kind of the raw clay body on the inside of these, with trying to bring out those kind of earthy colors. But the white, I was aiming for more of these black lines that you see in some of these. It didn't quite happen. Again, I'm still learning with raku, um, but that was also, again, experimental. I was trying to learn the white crackle glaze a little better, and I'm using it with students as well. So it helps me learn the glaze to teach the glaze, and teach the process. So but yeah, and I love the reduction, like the white over here. You get these, like, gold tones, kind of like an amber color. when it's really reduced, so really gets in touch with that flame in the reduction chamber. So again, I like the kind of looseness of that process, and specifically this glaze is very uh, it's very hard to control, I guess you could say. Definitely these two. Like, yeah. Well, I don't know. The ones that you have accentuated, yeah, are definitely my favorite. Probably the most fun I've had though were the ones with the metal armatures. Just again because it's new to me and I get to learn stuff, which I'm always excited to do. So welding those armatures was a lot of fun. I've had the most fun with those. But then again, raku, I'm starting to feel good about it. So the fact that these came out well is really exciting to me too. So yeah. All right, thank you.